Listen, if you are not watching right now, you gotta understand that the baseball playoffs have been absolutely insane. I know there's a lot of hate going on for the Dodgers, but overall, these series have been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, including the Dodgers. Let's be honest, that Phillies
Yeah.
Dodgers series was really close. It wasn't like everybody thinks the Dodgers were walking through the streams. The Phillies was close.
We talked about like don't you first off, don't you want the best team like from each league to be represented? Like
Absolutely.
why are you hating? Also, Shohei Ohtani, like we didn't even talk about it. The game 4 that he had in the Brewers Dodgers series was just so amazing. 10 strikeouts and 3 home runs at the plate. Like you want those guys, you want your best players in the biggest moments, right? And so yeah, we talked about it. We talked about the Phillies, the Dodgers. Those were by far the 2 best teams in the National League. We talked about Major League Baseball needs to restructure their playoffs. But yeah, I don't understand the hate the Dodgers again. Like you're hating that the Dodgers are putting their revenue back into the team and trying to build a contender every year, a year in and year out. I don't get it. I don't get the hate. It's weird to me. Confuses me.
I don't understand it, especially when you look at even some of the responses, right? People were like, "Oh, this wasn't the best game," and they went back to like the 1800s. Like this guy killed it. This guy killed it. This is the first time it's happened. It's like, guys, this is a new game, right? Every year, baseball gets better. If you plot some of the old timers, I get it. I have the utmost respect for baseball history. I have the utmost respect for it. If you plot Babe Ruth in today's MLB, he's 0 for 4. He's 0 for 4.
He's probably hitting 210, maybe at best.
And that's nice. That's respect to the old timers out there.
We get so much hate for that take,
dude.
But it's true. It's true though.
But it's the reality situation, right? Back in the day, no one threw 100. Now, every single team has a guy who throws 100 miles. It's an expectation. It's an expectation.
Exactly.
Oh, do you want to be an MLB club? Then you need a guy who throws 100. It used to be when Randy Johnson was dude, let's go back. Like, people got to realize, let's go back even 15 years, right? 20 years. Yeah. Randy Johnson was a unicorn because he could pump 98, 99, 100 miles an hour in the 6th and 7th inning, and people had no idea what to do. In this playoffs alone, we're seeing multiple guys who are doing the same exact, like, 8th inning comes around, 99, no problem. It is what it is. I got this. Like, that's the entire game of baseball is somebody's throwing at you 99 miles an hour. If you can't hit it, you're lost. So I'm not here for the Shohei comparisons. I'm not. I want the best players in October and give these teams their respect, right? For all the people who are upset, oh, the Dodgers did this, the Dodgers did that. Look, the Brewers had the best team in baseball for 162 games. Okay, give them their respect. They belong to be there. They absolutely earned every shot, right? And I want to shout out real quickly. I know when we're jumping right in. Okay, we're talking NLCS, we're talking ALCS. We're talking World Series. It's just, I've seen a lot of hate for the Brewers, and the hate is subtle, right? People are over here talking about, well, the Dodgers are ruining baseball. Listen, the Brewers were a fantastic club, okay, led by a guy who's been there for years, Yelich. And if you want to know the kind of class act that Yelich is, look at his postseason press conference. Postseason, it's all over, right? Last game, they've lost to the Dodgers. They just got swept, and this guy is still answering questions like, all the class in the world, hey, we are not that far. I know this series seemed one-sided. It's not that far off. No. A few things did not go our way. We didn't play as well as we wanted to.
Yeah.
There's not this large of a gap between us and that team over there. And I have the utmost respect for that guy. I mean, what a series. I know, again, if you didn't watch, you think, sweep, this wasn't even close. The Dodgers, to me, the people who are saying the Dodgers ruined baseball haven't watched the series, because I watched that series. And a lot of those games, every single game, it was close. It was close for a long while. The Brewers battled. They were getting guys on bags. They were doing things well, but they ran up to a juggernaut. They ran into a juggernaut, Big Z.
Right. Game 4 was, I think, the game that the Dodgers probably, Shohei went off. Shohei became Shohei, right? Games 1 through 3, like you said, one thing goes the Brewers' way, and they may have, they may go out in Milwaukee with a 1-1 split. They may take the first 2 in Milwaukee. The game 1 especially. Right. They had so many things go their way, but just a few things didn't. And if Terang just leans into the pitch and gets hit by the pitch, it's a tie game at the bottom of the ninth. Like, just like these little things. Yelich is 100% right. I agree with him. And like you said, he is a class act. The way that he was taking those questions so maturely and with calm, like he didn't have to do that. He could have pulled a Machado and just said, what kind of question is that? We just lost. It was a failed, blah, 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 blah. And the Brewers are they're a great story for baseball, right? And this team is definitely going to build upon what they built this year. It's such a young team. They're all, most of them are homegrown, and they've done it the right way. They've done a really good job of making sure that these guys grow, and they have a really good manager, and they're going to keep on building upon this, and they're going to have a good team for years to come. I know the Milwaukee fans are upset about it, depressed about it, but you have a good team, and you made it to the NLCS. Most teams, you made it to the Final Four, right? It's really, really, really hard to do that in baseball because baseball is so random. So the fact that you accomplished that in a small market like Milwaukee, with a team with all these really good young players under team control for a long time, take that into the offseason, go out and get another star and roll with it and go into next year and see what happens, because random things happen in baseball, and in teams, random teams can win it. So hold your head up.
One of the biggest problems for the Brewers, like in that series, I thought the Brewers series came down to a year ago when they lost Corbin Burns. And again, they're a great team, but they lost Corbin Burns and they did not replace him. They didn't replace finding that elite starter. This is our guy. We're rolling with him. Corbin Burns was incredible. They had good starters. I'm not trying to take... Again, they won the most games in baseball. Let's call it what it is. But in terms of that elite starter, I think they were missing Burns a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, shout out, like you just said, shout out to Yelich. What an incredible guy. Great interview. Unlike, again, Manny Machado, who looked totally shocked when he was asked the same question that all ballers are asked when the season comes to an end. Especially when you're that guy. That's the thing. I mean, we shouldn't talk about him, but that's the thing that bothers me the most about this guy is that every other superstar, every other leader of the team knows when Aaron Judge is asked that question, he's not surprised. He's like, I know that when this game is all said and done, I am going to be asked the question, like, what's next? What do we do now? How do you respond to everything that's been going on? Like all of those things. Like he's not surprised by it. And Manny Machado looks at this reporter like, how dare you ask me this question? It's like, brother, what did you think they were going to ask you? You're the leader of the team, right? You're the guy who brings the huddles.
Did you want to ask you what's your off-season plans, what you're going to do in Cancun? Like
why are you shocked?
It's an honest question. He wants to know. You're the guy to go to, right?
But the way he looks at him, when he asks, like, hey, is that really the question you want to ask? Come on, you're better than that. So he's not. He's doing his job. He's doing his job. He's doing his job. Quite frankly, he did a better job than Manny Machado did in that series. But 100%. Needless to say, we don't need to talk about Manny Machado. We don't need to talk about Manny Machado.
That was a few weeks ago.
To me, before you complain about the Dodgers ruining baseball against the Brewers, because that was like the series that everybody decided. Just remember, and you and I have talked about this. Remember where you were, right, when the Dodgers were eliminated by the Padres in the NLDS, when they were eliminated by the Diamondbacks in the NLDS. Look, I get it. There's a lot of people, a lot of things to say. Blake Snell was not signed. Everybody's scared of his injuries. Glass now, everybody's scared of his injuries. Freddie Freeman, the Braves, literally pulled the rug out from under this guy. He thought he was going to be a Brave. They're like, nope, we're going that Olsen. Get out of here. We don't want you. Mookie Betts. The Braves are trying to unload David Price, so they packaged Mookie Betts thinking that hip issue was going to end his career. Everybody forgets about the hip issue that he battled last year, the year before. Right. They thought he was done. Like, we need to get out from under this $300 million contract. We don't want to pay him that with the hip issue that's coming. The Dodgers are like, listen, we don't need you. This is the big difference. Nobody wants to hear this. The Dodgers farm system is why they're able to sign these guys. The Dodgers have the confidence to go into a season and say, we will make the playoffs with Emmett Sheehan. We will make the playoffs with Gray. We will make the playoffs with position players that we bring up for the minors, James Outman. Yeah. We will replace you. We don't need you to make the playoffs. We just need you when August and September come. Now, be the guy we pay. We're not paying you 300, 200, 100, whatever million to do it during the. We're paying you for the playoffs, and that's what nobody wants to hear. Is the Dodgers farm system and their guys they're bringing up are so deep, right?
Yeah.
You look at the Cubs. You look at every team, the Reds, the Cubs, every team, so many of these teams, I shouldn't say every team, so many of these had former Dodgers on their roster, right? Watching Gavin Lux take the field, watching Bush take the field. The list goes on and on. Guys who have touched the Dodger organization.
Bellinger.
Bellinger.
Right.
Because they didn't necessarily have a spot on the Dodger team, but they were absolutely going to be part of some team. They were going to be a starter for some team, right? They were gonna go and get to start, right? And so they were let go from the Dodgers. Maybe they weren't a starter in LA because, again, how deep the team is, the farm system, but they could go start somewhere else. And people are like, somehow this is ruining baseball. No, they're doing baseball the right way. And
well, if you actually listen to what the players say, like Bryce Harper, like actual superstars in the game, besides the Padres players, they all praise the Dodgers. They say, I want to play for an organization that actually invests invests the revenue back into growing up the organization, whether it's player development, whether it's the minor leagues, whether it's getting superstars. Who wouldn't want to play for an organization like that? I don't understand why you're giving all these teams on the bottom, like the Pirates, the Marlins, all these owners that refuse to spend money, the A's, like you're giving them a pass. But the Dodgers are the bad guys. But you're not whining that the Mets, who had the highest payroll in baseball, they didn't even make the playoffs. You're not talking about them. A couple years ago, the Padres had the highest payroll in baseball. You weren't complaining about them. They weren't ruining baseball. But all of a sudden, the Dodgers are, because they're winning, because they do it the right way, right? Like you said, every single thing is calculated. Every single thing that they do, down to the towels probably that they get for their minor league guys, everything is calculated. So, and they make sure that they get the best of the best of the best quality for everything, including their players. So we can talk about it when the offseason comes. We can talk about the looming lockout potentially in 2027. I think there's a lot of good dialogue that we can have about it. But in our opinion, the Dodgers are uplifting the game of baseball. You see it. The ratings are just going skyrocketing through the roof, not just because of the Dodgers. I think other factors like the Blue Jays and the Canadian viewership is going up because of that, their success. But also, you can't say that the Dodgers don't have something with the viewership in baseball going up. They have something to do with it, 100%.
1,000%. 1,000%. And again, if you are super mad about what the Dodgers are doing, call your favorite player on your favorite team, because they are also against the ceiling. They're also against the cap. People got to remember, it's not the owners who are against the cap, it's the players. So for all those who are saying Dodgers are ruining baseball, your favorite player is the reason there's not a cap. And they're the reason it's not going to change, because players are against the cap. So, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not here saying it's good or bad. All I'm saying is, before you decide the Dodgers are ruining baseball, call your favorite player, give them a text, give them a shout out, maybe make a sign. Next game.
Let's text him.
Let's text
Shohei right now.
You got to do something. The Blue Jays take out the Mariners. Hey, I got my Mariners shirt on. All right, I've coached the Mariners team a couple seasons ago. I got to choose the team, and I chose the Mariners for one of my boys. I just got respect for their organization. I think they're an organization that I have so much respect for their fans. Their fans, when you see a team that hasn't made, they've never made a World Series, and there's still people every season. That's
dedication.
Boy, that is the game of baseball. That is the game. I know other sports have the same thing. I know the Cleveland Browns. Shout out to you guys. Your fans are so
but there's only 8 home games. Like there's 81 home games, and they sell out. They sell that place out almost every single time. And those fans, they don't leave early. They get there before the game starts. You see it with the Seahawks.
We're not talking 8. Yeah. We're talking 80. We're talking 80 games versus 8, right? Like these teams, they start in the dog days of summer. And they're like, dude, August, we are supporting our boys. These are our guys. Shout out to them and your players. They played well. They came up a little bit short. To me, the thing that finally bit them was that they were young. They were a young team. They were young throughout if you're a Mariners fan, you've got to feel great about your organization. And I hope, much to exactly what we were saying right now, I really hope this ownership team does the right thing and keeps these guys together. You got to spend the money. Yeah. If you're a Mariners team that wants to keep this team together, you got to hope that your salary is top 10 in baseball very quickly, right? You've got to keep the Raleighs. You've got to keep you've got to keep these guys together, which is going to cost money, Big Z. It's going to cost a lot of money.
The Mariners did the right thing last offseason. They extended Raleigh for 8 years at a very a bargain. Looks like a bargain now.
Good job.
But what they did do, what was right, and they haven't done in the years past, they went and got Naylor. They went and got Suarez. They got these guys at the trade deadline to, help, really fortify that team, fortify the lineup, a team that really couldn't hit. Like they were averaging maybe just under 4 runs a game, and now they help fortify that team and make their lineup actually a formidable force. So, but those guys are now free agents, right? Naylor's a free agent. Suarez is a free agent. What are you going to do? Are you going to re-sign these guys, or are you just kind of go do things of Mariners past and try to get, budget guys? I don't think the fans have tasted what it's like now to be successful in the playoffs. I don't think that these fans are going to go for that anymore. Like they're tired of being living in mediocrity. I think that they are ready to get to a World Series and to win a World Series. They deserve it. They've been so loyal for so long. And I think, like you said, I think the ownership sees that, and I hope and I pray that they reward those fans and they re-sign those guys and they go out and get another guy. They have the pitching staff. I just think that you have to fortify that lineup a little bit longer, a little bit more. And also, I think experience came into play, or lack of experience came into play in this playoff series. Yeah. You saw the last at-bat. Julio, man, he had a great at-bat. And then the closer throws him 2 straight pitches in the dirt, low and away. One he takes, and then the same exact pitch again, he strikes out. 3-2. You have Raleigh coming up. And it's just a lack of experience, right? And the more you play in these big games, the more you're going to be able to take that pitch. You saw it with Mookie Betts this year multiple times. Yep. He's had like 2 huge walks with bases loaded. Julio will get there, but you have to keep making it to the dance every single year to be able to get that playoff experience.
Yes, 100%. And I'm rooting for you. Look, I got the Mariners shirt on. I'm rooting for you guys. If you're the ownership team, you're listening, please, please, please sign your players. When you guys got a Rosarena last year at the trade deadline, I thought, huge. Wow, they are doing it, right? There were so many teams that were in on that, and yet he chose the Mariners. That shows they're headed the right direction. Like, keep heading that direction. Keep going that direction. You found the pathway. Keep going along that pathway. I love that so much for you guys. Keep balling. We're rooting for you. This was not a failure by any stretch of the imagination. Nope, the ALCS is a massive deal. But the Blue Jays are obviously the team that got it done. I will say this. I don't know, Big Z, if there's one moment we have to talk about in the series. There's a lot of moments, right? There's a lot of moments, but if there's one moment I just didn't understand, you got 2 on, and George Springer comes out to the plate. The one guy who's killed you this entire series, you got 1 out, 2 on. You got to walk that guy.
First base open.
There's no way you pitch to that guy. There's no way you pitch to that guy.
Especially after you throw ball 1. It's like, fine, if you don't want to intentionally walk him, just pitch around him. Like, do not give him a strike. George Springer is notorious for getting big hits in big moments in the playoffs. Regardless of what you think of him, the dude is clutch, and he does have big hits. And my gripe with the decision is that you didn't put in Munoz. Munoz is their closer, and you don't worry about the 9th inning. You're in the 7th inning. You have to live through the 7th first to get to the 8th and to the 9th. You put in your best guys against their best guys, and if you lose with that result, fine, you can live with that. Bizarro is their setup man, and he had a great season. I'm not trying to take shots at him, but in that situation, the closer's the guy. The closer's the high leverage guy, and Munoz had a better playoff, but just a better season overall. You got to go with him. Dan Wilson, his rookie, it was his first playoffs. He had a great year as his first year as a manager, but that showed right there. That was my gripe with the decision. And just the pitch, the pitch selection too. I'm like, what are you calling, Cal? What are you calling? Why that pitch and that? Maybe you just missed.
That to me is the other reason that I hate how much hate. I hate how much hate. I hate how much hate the Dodgers are getting, because I think when you look at a guy like Dave Roberts, who's just managing the heck out of this team, just absolutely managing the heck out of this team. Yes,
he really is.
Like, how are you feeling? It's the best part of the order. I need my starter. You got to be the guy. You got to be the guy. And he lets him face him, right? He's going with his gut. You're still pitching good. Let's do it, right? Whether it's Glass now, or Shohei, Yamamoto going a complete game, Snell going 8. And honestly, that if we look at any mistake the Dodgers make, Snell probably could finish that game. He could probably go 9, right? So it's one of those things that this manager did the opposite thing. I'm worried about tonight. I'm not worried if your arm's going to be fresh in the next game that you have to pitch in this series. I'm worried about tonight. Like there's so much to be said for that. There's so much to be said for how he's been managing. So,
Yep.
I just wanted to get that out there. But Blue Jays, Dodgers, we're moving on, right? World Series starts tomorrow night, starts today. I don't know. I think this is coming out. When you're hearing this, it'll be tonight. It's playing tonight. You guys, Friday night, Dodgers, Blue Jays. Big Z, talk to me about this one. Are you excited? What are we doing? Big Z?
I'm excited. If you had to pick, if you're Major League Baseball and you had to pick a World Series, I think you want Blue Jays Dodgers, right? The Blue Jays have they have the firepower, they have the offense, they have the pitching, they have the fans. We're talking about crazy fans, dedicated fans. Those fans in Toronto. I mean, the Blue Jays haven't made a World Series in 32 years, so they're ready. They're ready to back that team. They redid the Rogers Center. They did some renovations a few years ago. They're ready for the team. They just extended Vladdy. Vladdy was kind of on the fence. Do I need to request a trade? Is this team actually serious? Oh, they're serious. They built around you, Vladdy. And look at it. I'm so happy for Vladdy. I think that this is going to be such a good series. I think the key for the Blue Jays, you have to win game one. You cannot let the Dodgers steal game one at home. You win game one. I don't care. You lose game two. You have to win game one. The Blue Jays hit lefties very well. And Blake Snell is going on the bump for the Dodgers too. Again, Blake Snell's not just an average lefty. He's a superstar. He's a stud. But if the Blue Jays want any success, you're going to find it in game one against a lefty, in Blake Snell, in my opinion. You take good at bats, you get Blake Snell out of it, and you get into the Dodgers bullpen. Vesia, unfortunately, he's not going to be on the roster, we don't think. So that's a huge hit for the Dodgers. You're gonna have to. So I think you get to that bullpen. I think you have a chance to take game one, and we'll kind of go from there. But you can't let the Dodgers silence your bats. Like that is where you're going to win a game or win this series, is with your lineup. It's not, I think they have decent pitching, but it doesn't stack up nearly as much as the Dodgers pitching, but you win it with your lineup. You win it with your bats.
If the Blue Jays want any shot at this thing, because honestly, I look at this and I think Dodgers are going to win it. Just full transparency, I think Dodgers are going to win it. I think they win it handedly. But if you're looking to extend this thing, if you're looking to make this thing go 6 or 7 games, you've got to take game one. You've got to find a way to rattle a Dodger team that if they win game one, you sort of get the feeling that they're just going to keep rolling. Blake Snell has been the rock this entire postseason. He's been their best pitcher. He's been our best pitcher, 110%. He's been unhittable. Like even minute things. You look at the Brewers, like they make one of the most incredible play, lucky plays, great skill play, whatever you want to call it in postseason history. Ball off the wall, they turn 2. They have all the momentum, and Blake Snell comes in, throws like 13 pitches, and it's like, all right, relax. Like great play, relax. Yep. We're still fine. You got to steal game one. You got to steal game one because all of a sudden the Dodgers have this Dodger team. If we're going to compare it to anything, to me, the team that comes to mind is the Diamondbacks, right? You go back to Randy Johnson, right? You go back to Schilling on the same roster. That is what this Dodger team sort of reminds me of. When if you take Glasnow and you drop him on this Blue Jays team, boop, our game 3 or 4 game starter like Shohei or Glasnow, there's an argument to be made these guys are the ace of the Blue Jays. And so when you look at this Dodger team, you've got to find a way to get them off of their game. You've got to find a way to get into their head. You got to find a way to take it to them because these 4 Dodger pitchers, I mean, Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, and of course Shohei, I think the statistic in the Brewers series, they all combined for like a 1 ERA or some ridiculous thing. Like
you have to go unconventional against the Dodgers.
Yes.
You can't just beat them, thinking just hitting the ball. Like you have to play small ball maybe. Like you have to do weird things where what the analytics are telling you not to do, you have to go against that. Whatever the numbers are telling you, you have to do weird, unconventional things to beat this team. You have to find ways to scratch and claw to wins, right? There's no way if you're just going up against them, like you're not going to beat them. They are just that much better. They have a better roster overall. So you have to do things and find ways to steal wins. That's what I'm saying. You have to steal a win at home. Like that's how dire it is right now for the Blue Jays. And the series hasn't started. And this is not a shot at the Blue Jays. We're not trying to disrespect the Blue Jays, but it's just facts. The Dodgers just have a up and down better roster than them. So again, if you're John Snyder, the manager of the Blue Jays, you have to do things a little bit differently in this series because you were the best team in the American League by far, in my opinion. I think you actually played down to the Mariners level. They probably should have won that. We said the Mariners were going to win after they won the first 2 games, but the Blue Jays blew those first 2 games, to be honest. Yeah. And so, but you can't just beat them solely based off of your skill and your abilities. You have to do different things, different ways, and you have to, like you said, you have to rattle the Dodgers. You have to get in their head. You have to make them kind of freak out, like make them a little uncomfortable in their shoes and start making Dave Roberts do things that maybe he's not super comfortable with. So I think we'll see. I think after game 1, we'll see where this series goes.
If you let the Dodgers come to town and let Snell and Yamamoto go 8 innings or more, it's over. It's going to be over before you can blink. You've got to get them out in the 6th. Yeah.
Snell,
you've got to find a way to battle.
Yeah, Snell has so. If you guys don't remember, Snell and Glasnow used to play for the Rays, so they're used to they've played this Blue Jays team a lot. Snell has a really good ERA. I think it's under 3, and he's started 16 games against them. The one guy in the Dodgers rotation right now that has a little question mark is actually Glasnow. He has an ERA almost 6 against the Blue Jays. Historically, I know this is regular season, of course, but the Blue Jays know him. They've seen him a lot. They were playing in the same division, and he's played them a lot. So that's one thing. If you can get to Glasnow and the series is tied 1-1,
that's huge.
It's huge. Like you have to look back at these things again. It's numbers. It's regular season ball. It's totally different. But you have to find ways, pick things that motivate you in these types of series. Just saying,
Bo Bichette,
it's going to be interesting.
Bo Bichette, you got to play.
Bo Bichette has to play. You are right.
I don't care unless you're dead, you got to play. Bo, you got to find a way. You got to find a way. If you're a Blue Jay fan, Bo, you got to play. You're the spark. You've been the spark for years. You've got to find a way to get in this series. You've got to find a way. You need your big players to be big. Bo Bichette's one of the biggest in the game. You've got to get in there. This is your moment, dude. If you can,
we were talking about it. If you can't play shortstop, hide him at second base. Right, put Jimenez at shortstop, kind of Falefa at shortstop. Let Bichette play second. But you need him in your lineup.
Yep.
He's the spark plug that gets it going.
Got to do it. Freddie Freeman last year limping around the bases, hitting a walk-off home run. Game 1 against the Yankees. That's Bo Bichette. That's got to be you. If the Blue Jays are going to have any shot, obviously I'm going to be rooting for the Dodgers. But if you guys are going to ball, it's got to be Bo Bichette. He's got to have something to say about it, Big Z. But regardless, this has been an incredible playoff season. I don't care what anybody says. There's not going to be a cap because the players are against it. So just embrace it. Okay, embrace it. And me and Big Z have talked about it before. We'll talk about it more this offseason. If there's going to be a cap, me and Big Z are going to want a floor. There's got to be a floor. Owners, if you want a cap, there's got to be a floor. You're not spending less than $150 million. So let's get that off the table right now if that's not the case. So I think the Dodgers are going to win this thing. I think the Dodgers win this handedly, respectfully. I'll say the Blue Jays find a way to take a game. Maybe it's Glass. I think Dodgers win this thing at 5. Big Z, who you got?
I think Dodgers in 6. Though I'm talking about the Blue Jays finding ways and things to motivate them. I mean, first off, I'm a Dodger fan, so I'm not going to say the Dodgers are going to lose, but they're just so good. They're a really good team, and the Blue Jays just haven't ran into a team this good yet. No. Yeah, the Dodgers, they did play in the regular season. Dodgers took 2 out of 3. I know that doesn't mean like the Brewers took all 6 against the Dodgers. It doesn't really matter, but I don't know. It's obviously the Blue Jays don't have that mentality right now. They're on top of the world. They think that they can do it. Good. You have to have that confidence. But as fans, as non-experts looking back at this from the couch as we are, Dodgers are just really good.
The Brewers' entire lineup was hitting above 200. That's the comment I keep hearing. The Blue Jays are all bashing. So are the Brewers, and they ran into the Dodger pitching.
Yes.
It is what it is, but I think if you're the Blue Jays, get them off their game, steal game 1, and then make the series out of it. You steal game 1, who knows what happens. Big Z, this has been fun. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to be watching Friday night, if you're not already, follow us on Instagram, the Baseball Tee. We are going to be watching this thing. We're so excited to watch this thing. Get out there, start watching. Go to, find a Buffalo Wild Wings. Invite some friends. Go somewhere with your buddies. Check this game out. Have some wings. Right. Do something. Right? Do something. Enjoy it. It's the World Series. I can't wait, Big Z. Say bye, people.
People, yeah, enjoy it because there's going to be actually baseball. Thank goodness it's not a long off season like the NFL.
Nope.
But still, it sucks. The winter blues come along and you find yourself in December missing baseball and you're wishing to watch a spring training game. That's how much we love baseball. So enjoy the World Series because it's going to be off season as soon as you know it. But yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for the support. You have a good World Series. We'll be back at you guys soon.
Enjoy it. We love you. Thanks for listening. We will be back soon. We got to talk some off-season. We got to get into some World Baseball Classic, the lockout, what's going to happen there. Again, if you're not following us seriously, Big Z just dropped a video about a draft that no one even knows about, okay? It's a secret draft.
Good little baseball information.
Little baseball?
Yeah. Just we're nerds. We like that stuff. So give us a follow. Give us a like.
Have a great night, and thanks for listening.